if you want to become successful in anything, you need to do something every single day if you want to grow it.
Want to achieve your dream goal? Listen to the tips from the guy who made it happen to himself. I dropped 70 pounds going from a 4X to a 1X in 4 years. I went from 10K to 6 figures without a college degree. You too can get the goals you set. It's time to live your best life now. I'm your host, Tony Woodall, and welcome to Goal Getting Podcast. Hello, goal getters, and welcome to the show. Goal Getting Podcast is here today, and I want to thank you for being here as well. We do appreciate you listening, appreciate you sifting through all of the podcasts that are out there and choosing ours as the one you wanted to listen to. I am excited with our show today. This is our last show of the season, and I am excited because it's the end of the year, and most people are starting to make New Year's resolutions and get ready for the new year and change the way they are, the way they want to be. One of the top New Year's resolutions is the resolution to lose weight, and that is one of the toughest challenges, and most people end that around February or March. And I hope you don't do that. But to help you, I want to talk to you about not setting a resolution, but setting goals. That's part of Goal Getting Podcast is we teach you how to set goals so that you can get the goals you set. And today I have a special guest with us on to talk about that particular subject, losing weight, getting fit. And she is a phenomenal speaker and a great leader in the fitness industry. Today we have Amanda Bayerle. Amanda is the founder of The True Challenge, a motivational company inspiring and equipping entrepreneurs to grow their personal, physical, and professional life. She has hosted 2 online summits where she interviewed some of the top people in the health, fitness, and business industries. Amanda and her husband Nicholas are the creators of the Everyday Fit Entrepreneur program and also hosts of the soon How Bad Do I Want It podcast. Amanda offers health and fitness tips for those that have made a New Year's resolution to lose weight or improve their fitness overall. So we're going to listen to the podcast to learn how to get fit. And if you're an entrepreneur, you probably let your health and fitness go like I have, and you go while you concentrate on your ideas and your business. Now, without good fitness, your business is going to suffer. And today we're going to learn from Amanda how to take your fitness to the next level on Goal Getting Podcast. So let's sit back and listen to Amanda Bayerle from The True Challenge. Hello, goal getters. Today is the last show of the year, and I know a lot of you are thinking about your New Year's resolutions. Did you know that the number one New Year's resolution is losing weight? Well, today I wanted to bring on someone that knows about losing weight and what it takes to do it using goals, not resolutions. Amanda is going to give you some tips, strategy, and inspiration about this subject, and I believe will challenge you to take control of your life and your weight. Amanda Bayerle is the founder of The True Challenge and is dedicated to inspiring and equipping entrepreneurs to grow their physical and professional life. I know firsthand that entrepreneurs get so focused on their ideas and business that they often neglect themselves. This is especially true with sidepreneurs who work full-time jobs and hustle in the early morning and late into the night. Amanda, you've made some amazing transformations in your personal life related to weight loss and health and in the lives of others. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I am so good, Tony. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm so excited to be your last show of the year. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And again, I think this is an important time of year because people are, making those New Year's resolutions. And like I said, one of the number one is losing weight. We see people jam the gyms this time of year and then stop around March or even sooner sometimes, but March or April. So, it's important that we learn how to take control and, challenge ourselves to lose that weight if we're going to do it, but do it right. And, I think you've got the cred for that. I've seen, your before and after picture. I think you've done a great job and I'm looking forward to that. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and, how you came about this particular career that you had.
So I'll just give you the backstory, my little bio shortened. So I grew up in Ohio and, just always wanting more out of life. And, growing up, my goal was to become a a professional volleyball player and go to college for that. So that was, sports was always something I was super passionate about. So, I was going down that road, and in Ohio, it's not the healthiest state. I can tell you that.
No.
And where I guess we're known as the fast food capital of the world.
Really?
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And literally it is so true, because I had no idea like what a real actual restaurant was. Like all we had was fast food and chain restaurants.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, just no health food store. I mean, literally in my high school, I was told that pizza was a good meal and I believed it. And let me tell you, I saw the results from that. So when I stopped pursuing, that dream of volleyball, and I started focusing on different things that I wanted to do in entrepreneurship and stuff, I lost, my physical activity. So I quickly gained 25 pounds. And, I've always been a very confident person, but I realized, once I met, my husband now, my boyfriend at the time, I was pretty self-conscious about, my weight and my physical being. I just didn't feel healthy. And so, that kind of led me to, having a major transformation in my life. And then, at 18 years old, in our first year of marriage, me and my husband, I got married pretty young. We wanted to spend our time together, and we didn't want to have to get separate jobs and, work 40 hours a week. And so we started in a network marketing company for health and fitness because we were super passionate about it. So, that was kind of our start really in, a real business. We did stuff, growing up, because that's kind of what entrepreneurs do. So that's kind of my backstory. And that's kind of what led me to doing what I'm now today, is just so passionate about helping people really discover that their health is their wealth. And, we can make all the money in the world. We can build amazing businesses, but if we don't have our health, we do not have anything. And just to see the importance of it in our business and just what it can do for our success, and just having that goal of being healthy, I think that it can translate into every area of our life. So, that's what I founded the True Challenge on, is just really helping people accomplish their goals, in their personal life, but also their professional life, because I believe that if you can master your personal life, it will change everything, in your business and your work life as well.
Great. And yeah, you talk about entrepreneurs and work life. It does get in your way. As I mentioned, I'm firsthand experience with that. I had gotten so busy with work at one point that I actually ballooned up to 290 pounds, actually almost 300 pounds, before I realized, what the heck am I doing? And started working, got that down to 210 pounds. So I did very good over the years. But even recently, I started the new, side business, doing goal-getting podcast, and get so wrapped up in the, the work and things that you just don't take care of your personal self, your health. And I agree with you. Without your health, you can't really do anything. So, how do you work with entrepreneurs? And, what's some tips that you have for the entrepreneurs that you work with to get away from that kind of a lifestyle where they're not thinking about themselves?
The tips that I would give busy entrepreneurs that I work with, is really finding what fits their lifestyle and just establishing healthy habits. If you want to become successful in anything, you need to do something every single day if you want to grow it. So just finding something that you can do every single day that will benefit your health, whatever that may be for you. So just finding, maybe 1 to 3 habits that you can do every day and just stick to that, just stick to the simple things. Don't overcomplicate anything. There's so many just crazy diets out there and things that, you can do, and people get overwhelmed by that. And so for entrepreneurs in business, especially, you outsource things you're not super, smart on or talented. And so just with your health, I feel like you should find just someone that is smarter than you and just do what they say. And so, not overcomplicate everything. You don't need to study and research everything for yourself. Just look at someone who's seen really good results in their health and just do what they do. And then finding quick, healthy, fast meals and just always being prepared. I think that is the key for my success in my own health, working with all my clients, is just how to be prepared so you put yourself in a place where you cannot fail. And so that's what I would say for busy entrepreneurs if you want to get healthy, is just to really be prepared, whether it's having your food or having your workout clothes or, just planning ahead is super beneficial to pretty much every area of your life. If you can just be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. No, I think that's a valid point. Setting aside, basically the same thing you do with your business, setting aside time or, making sure you have the right habits in there, some of the successful habits that we all need to have. What are some of the successful habits that you have that you recommend maybe others use?
So I would probably say that the top two would be meal prepping, just always having food on hand. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I have to cook for myself and I have to cook for my husband, and my husband eats a lot of food. So I always have to be prepared with our food and just setting time aside. I have a skillet at my house and I just chuck in a ton of sweet potato, and then I'll put in a whole bunch of chicken or whatever in the oven, and I'll just put that timer for an hour and I'll go and work in my office, and then I'll come back and my food will be done. So that already takes care of a 2 days of food that I don't have to worry about. So that's one of the habits that I have, is always meal prepping, just having really healthy food on hand. I mean, if you can't do that, if you're really that busy and you're traveling, they already have pre-made stuff at the grocery store that you can pick up. Another one would be drinking water. So if you've ever, people who hang out with me think I'm hilarious because I don't leave my water bottle anywhere. I literally have it like a bottle. It's just by my side 24/7, because I just know that having enough water, it boosts our metabolism. It keeps us fuller. It keeps our energy levels higher, and then our organs and cells functioning, the proper way they're supposed to, because dehydration and not getting enough fluid is just really not good for you. I mean, I even do alkaline water, electrolytes. You just really need to be, intaking enough fluid in your body, because if you don't, it's going to have negative effects, and you're actually going to see that on your energy levels. So that's just one of the habits that I have that's really helped me, is just having a ton of water with me all the time.
Yeah, I see a lot of fit people walking around with their water bottles constantly with it. It was kind of like the nuclear football, they've got it handcuffed to their arms, carrying their bottles of water around with them. And that's really, I guess, what you kind of have to do, is to keep it with you to make sure that you do it. Because I know I get busy and forget about even drinking anything during the day. So that's very important, I think. Good, great habits.
Yeah. And to add on to that, drinking water flushes out toxins in our body, which toxins are stored in our fat. So it's another way to lose some weight that is super easy.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to pay more attention to that and stick my water bottle with a cord around my wrist to hang on to it. I'm going to and from meetings all the time, so it's always good. And I usually carry a cup of coffee with me everywhere, so I need to get to the water instead. Great habits. Now, you mentioned the true challenge. What is the true challenge, and how do you challenge yourself and others?
So the true challenge is our company, which is, we call it a motivational company, but obviously motivation doesn't really last. Our mission is just to really inspire people to take action and equip them along the way. So we do a lot of affiliate type marketing, just marketing people's products that are just incredible that they've created, whether it's digital products or physical products. So we do a lot of that, just getting the resources into people's hands that really want it. Our tagline is, how bad do I want it? So we challenge everyone to ask themselves every single day, how bad do I want it? And if you have that dream, if you have that desire in you to accomplish this specific goal, if you have a goal in 2016 to drop 25 pounds, to run your first race you've never run in your whole life, you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? And you have to challenge yourself every single day and remind yourself of this goal that you have, because if it's not the forefront of what you're doing, then it's going to be put on the back burner and you're going to forget about it. So that's really what we aim to do, is just to really inspire everyone in everything that we do, just to go after their goals, make their dreams a reality, whether it's, growing a successful business, becoming healthier, growing in your spiritual life, whatever that may be for you, just to really give them the resources to do that. And then what was the second question? How do we do it? Or how do we challenge people?
Yeah, how do you challenge people? Yes.
Yeah. So we have our wristbands. If you go to thetruechallenge.com on our website, we have these wristbands that have our tagline in it. How bad do I want it? So that's one of the resources. And we've actually been selling a ton of them, which just makes me so happy because it just feels like a movement of people that are not letting mediocrity, just become who they are. You know, they're not going just for the status quo. They're challenging themselves to really go out and fulfill their passions and desires and accomplish their goals. So we have that. We have our Facebook group that we post in every day, the How Bad Do I Want It community. And we're actually coming out with our podcast in February called How Bad Do I Want It, where we feature, it just inspiring stories 2 days a week. And then me and my husband, Nicholas, we do a Q&A Friday where we just answer people's questions that they have and just talk about personal development and growth and going after your dreams. So those are some of the ways that we're having. We're obviously going to be doing a lot more next year. This company just started about 4 months ago. Oh, wow. So I'm so just jazzed. I mean, obviously everything's kind of evolving right now. So it's been fun.
Excellent. That's great. Well, congratulations on starting the company and growing it pretty well, and on starting your podcast. How Bad Do I Want It? That's a great name for a podcast. So, that's gets to, in goal getting, we talk about, several different, the 9 steps to successful goal achievement, and putting those into what I do is I put it into 3 keys. And one of those is understanding your why, knowing the why. And you talk about that on your True Challenge page about your motivation and understanding a strong why. So it's great that you have that. And it really goes back to how bad do I want it, and not just how bad, but why do I want it? And I think that's key. So tell me a little bit about your why and, one of the how you use that in your program.
With my why personally, I think for me, I just really want to create a legacy, and something that Lewis Howes, his book that just came out, creating a legacy is in his title. And I just love that because that's personally for me, that's what I want to do. I don't have kids yet, but honestly, I think about my kids like pretty much daily. Like what I'm doing right now, I know will affect them. And I just want to really be the best me that I can be, just having that why. Like I know that I can do so much more and become so much more that inspires me to do what I do every single day, to invest in myself, because I know I can see that vision of the person that I want to be, 15, 20, 40 years from now. And I'm not going to stop till I get there. And obviously I love the person that I am now, but I know that I can become so much more. So just going after goals every single day. And I love that you talk about the 9-step process of really going back to your why. And I think that that's so powerful because you have to have something that is very emotional as well. If you just have a shallow why, it's not going to get done, in the weight loss industry, people are like, I just want to fit into my pants,
exactly.
That just doesn't cut it. I mean, I've heard thousands of people say that and they still don't fit in the pants they want to fit in.
Exactly.
So you just have to have something, for some people, it might be a life-threatening illness. I worked in a health institute here in San Diego for a while, and people come from all over the world that have really bad health problems and are life-threatening, and, they're coming there to get healthy. So, when you have something like that, it's a wake-up call. And so that's something that has really touched my life, because I know that I want to be the healthiest person that I can be, because I know what sickness does for people. So just really keeping that in mind, and the choices that I make, whatever I put in my mouth, if I choose not to work out that day, I know that it's going to have a negative effect on myself. So that's probably my biggest why, is just becoming the best person that I can be.
Excellent. And that's why I think most people don't do what they need to do when they set New Year's resolutions, and why they don't really work, is nobody understands or sets a why, or a reason for it. They say, oh yeah, I just want to fit in my jeans, or I want to, look good, or I just want to be able to, appeal to other people. Whatever it is, they just don't really have a good motivation for that. And if we don't have a why, we lose our way, and that is very important, I think. So, cool. Did you have recommendations or tips, strategies for people who are should be doing or want to do a New Year's resolution but really need to set goals or something? What are what are your recommendations for your client? Obviously, there's independent depending on different people, but what are basic types of recommendations? You mentioned some habits. The water is an important one, meal prep. What are some other tips and strategies you could recommend for people this year who want to make that a goal?
So I'll just give you an example of a health goal, because that's obviously kind of what we're talking about. So if you have a goal to lose 25 pounds this year because, maybe your doctors has been telling you for the last 5 years you need to lose 25 pounds, then that's, a pretty big goal that you need to focus on this year finally. So if you have that, obviously the first one would be to go to what is your vision? What's the type of person you really want to be? And if you're not that person, then really paint this picture of the person that you really can be. So just really creating that vision of what your life would be like if that 25 pounds were gone, if your confidence level was 10 times that it was right now, if you could really just feel amazing walking into a room, if you could feel like just, incredible going and shopping for the clothes that you want to shop for, like create that picture and visualize that as yourself. I think that we need to first, it comes from our mindset, because whatever we believe is what we're going to achieve. So if you can believe that you can accomplish it and you can see yourself that, it makes things so much more reachable. We feel like we can actually do it, and we're not going to stop till that picture is made a reality. That would be the first one, going over your why. What is that motivation for you? The motive behind the action that's going to get you to do the stuff that isn't fun. When the feeling's gone of, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose 25 pounds this year, to like, oh my gosh, it's 6 a.m. right now and I do not want to go to the gym. I just want to drive through McDonald's and get an Egg McMuffin instead with my sugary coffee. That's what I really want to do. You have to go back to that why and really challenge yourself and ask yourself, how bad do I want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you're not going to do that. You're going to take the actions that you need to take to get to that goal. And then find accountability. New Year's resolutions, people think that they can just do it on their own. And I can tell you firsthand, nothing great happens when you try to do it on your own. Finding those people that can support you makes it so much easier. Finding something that works and that will give you longevity, not just some quick fix thing that is out there. Find something that really works for you that you can stay with. If you can't see yourself doing it in 5 months from now, don't do that diet or don't do that workout regimen, because you want to find something that gives you longevity. So I would say those three things of going to your vision, going to your why, and getting the accountability that you need to accomplish that goal.
Thank you. That's excellent. And those are valuable points, folks, that you should really pay attention to. And as you know, they're all part of the goal-getting program as well. So I'm glad you brought those up. Visualization, being able to see yourself and believe that you can achieve it is really key. And you brought that up very well in your story. And as you mentioned before and now, knowing why you want it, that you've got to know your why. Without knowing your why, it makes it so difficult to stay motivated. So I think you're correct. And you brought up accountability, which I think is one of the biggest things that people forget to do with, trying to achieve goals, whether it be weight loss or anything. You have to have accountability, somebody of like mind, somebody positive that you can share that with and work you through that. Make sure you stay on track. So those are great tips, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Now, we're going to get into our Q&A round here in just a minute. But before we do that, I want you to let everybody know how they can get in touch with you. If they wanted to find out more about you or your services, or just to stay motivated and to stay inspired on their journey to, whether it be weight loss this year or, something new or something different, if they want to know how bad they want it and how to keep going, how do they get in touch with you?
The best way, if you guys have actually questions for me, is to email me. I check my email too much, so I will get back to you fast. You can email me, Amanda@thetruechallenge.com. And you can also connect with me on Facebook, The True Challenge. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. I actually have a daily Periscope that I do. Everything's The True Challenge. And then I actually have a free gift for your users. It is a 3-part video series called How to Become an Everyday Fit Entrepreneur. So that actually is launching January 5th. So if you sign up now for it, it's completely free, and that's when it'll go live. And it's 3 videos that my husband and I did to really just go over what it means to see fast results, boost your energy, how to stay consistent, and really the results that you'll get from living a healthier lifestyle.
And how do we get to that? Because I'm going to go out there for sure myself.
Perfect. So it is thetruechallenge.com/video series. And I will send that to you so you can put it in the show notes as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And folks, our show notes for this episode will be goalgettingpodcast.com/Amanda. goalgettingpodcast.com/Amanda, and you'll be able to get links to that and all the other information that Amanda has out here as well. So Amanda, let's get into our Q&A round. I have a couple questions before we head off into the sunset today. What quote hangs on your wall? We have a lot of people who have quotes that are inspiring them, that help keep them motivated. And what is the quote that hangs on your wall?
Well, we have a motivational video on our website that you can check out. We actually produced it ourselves, and it was super fun doing it. And one of the quotes that's in there that we came up with was, "The true challenge of life is fulfilling what you were born to do." And that has really just stuck with me. You know, the true challenge of life is fulfilling what I was born to do, and just challenging myself every single day to do that mission. You know, what was I put on here on earth to do? You know, what is that purpose for my life? And just doing that. And I think for me personally, it's just to inspire and love as many people as I can and help people. So for me, just that quote, "The true challenge of life is fulfilling what you were born to do," is something that I just love. There's millions out there, but that's just one that came to mind right now.
No, that's a perfect one. I love that. It reminds me of a quote from Mark Twain that I have on my wall, and I'll probably take that one and add it to it. So that's great. So thank you very much on that. That will be on our show notes page as well, folks. And one of the other things that a lot of us use, and entrepreneurs and just people in general, we try to keep our minds sharp by reading and learning about other people, how they do things. What are some books or a book that you recommend someone who's trying to achieve their goal, whether it be weight loss or whatever, should read? What's a motivational or inspirational book for you that you recommend?
Well, earlier in the conversation, I talked about habits and how do we accomplish goals. It comes down to what you're doing every single day. And so I learned that from Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. I know you probably have read that as well.
I have not yet, unfortunately. It's it's on my list. I've got a stack of books that I have to read, and that's one of them. So.
Oh, well, it's a pretty quick read, so you could probably get it done, quickly. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite books. I actually put everyone that I meet and all my clients, I'm like, you need to read the book, because it makes things so much simpler in every single area of your life. It's just a law, the compound effect, which is doing daily things over time that lead to big results.
Oh, excellent. Yes. I've heard Darren say that on several of his podcasts and other things that he's been on. So I'm going to have to pick up that book for sure and read that, make that top of my list here. So The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So great. Again, I'll have links to that on our show notes, and also a link so you can get it from Amazon or audible.com out there if it's available. So Amanda, those are some great tips that you've offered. Now, what are some tips and the best advice that you've ever received?
The best tips and advice I've ever received. I think that for me personally, it doesn't come from, some book I read or some seminar I went to. It comes from what my parents taught me growing up, and just the message that they taught me my whole life was that I can do anything I put my mind to. So, I would say that's probably the best piece of advice, because I don't think that would be here on this podcast right now if I didn't have the parents that I did telling me that I could do anything I put my mind to, because, that really just it gave me the confidence to, start my own business. It gave me the confidence to get married, to travel the world, to compete in bikini competitions, to, become a personal trainer. I mean, just all the things that I've done. If I didn't have that mindset and that piece of advice that I could do anything I put my mind to, I don't think I would be here right now on this podcast. So it really has changed my life.
That's great. It's good to be able to get that kind of information from your parents. And, even though as we grow up, we don't think our parents know anything, but we come to find out that, yeah, they probably did. Saying that so my daughters can understand that. They listen very well and they've done very well. So great advice from your parents, and I'm glad you took it and you're doing great. Now, before we leave here, I've got one last thing. We're going to be heading out. And again, I really thank you for being on the last show of the season here so that we can help people achieve their goals, especially if their New Year's resolution is losing weight. So I'm going to ask you, just in general, the best advice that you've been given some great advice by your parents is the best advice. What are some words of wisdom that you can offer to, people out there, who are trying to lose weight or just, improve their life or have a life like yours? What's some of the words of wisdom from you?
The word of wisdom that I would give your listeners right now is to surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. And you really become the 5 people you spend the most time with. And, just the influences that we have every single day really affect us. And if we want to grow more and do more, then we need to do something different, and we need to surround ourselves with people that are going after the same things that we are. You're listening to this podcast right now and you are surrounding yourself with, Tony and I, and we are, going after our goals. And so just surround yourself with people that are motivated, that are challenging themselves, that really want to achieve more in this life, and, not let excuses get in the way of fulfilling what their dreams are. So just really, really concentrating on who are you spending time with? Where are you spending your time on? And if those aren't positively affecting your life, then I would say get rid of them. If you want to achieve more in 2016, then do something different. Watch less of this, spend more time with the people, with the mentors that you want to be around.
Excellent. Thank you. That's a great parting words of wisdom. And I think that everybody needs to listen to that and pay big attention. Amanda's not your parent, but you need to listen to that. So, and I'm sure you'll be a great parent when you do have children. So I wish you well. So Amanda, thank you so much for being on our show. You've got this spirit that is just great, and you've shared that with our audience and, the goal getters out there. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much, Tony. And I appreciate you. And you are an inspiration. You've lost over 70 pounds. So congratulations to you. I love it. Keep going.
Well, thank you. I put some back on. And since I started the podcast, and that's one of my challenges that I'm putting myself through this year, I'm actually reducing. We're taking a break from the Goal Getting podcast until February so I can start concentrating more on my health. I've got to get back in shape and start getting into that habits that I need to do that. So I need to start focusing on that. So we'll be taking, this is the end of season 1. Season 2 will start February 25th as we go into the next season of Goal Getting podcast. So again, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today. And I appreciate all the tips and advice and inspiration that you provided today.
Thank you so much.
Hello, goal getters. I hope you enjoyed that episode with Amanda Bayerle with the True Challenge. She's got some great tips, some great ideas. And if you are wanting to get fit this year or next year, you need to pay attention. I really appreciate you listening to the show today. I wanted to bring Amanda on to offer some tips, techniques, and strategies for you to help you if you're starting New Year's resolutions for the coming year and you want to be able to achieve those. You have to set goals, not just New Year's resolutions. You have to know your why. You have to understand your motivation, why you want to do that. You have to understand what the specific techniques and actions you have to take are to be able to achieve those goals of losing weight if that is your New Year's resolution. So I brought Amanda on. She did a great job. I hope you enjoyed it. I do appreciate you listening to season 1 of Goal Getting Podcast. We will be taking a winter break from now until February 25th, where we will come back with season 2 of Goal Getting Podcast. What I'd really love for you to do is, while we're out, I'm going to be working on some new concepts, some new things to do, try to figure it out. But I would love to get your feedback about what you want to hear. What do you want to have on Goal Getting Podcast? Do you have somebody you want to hear? Do you have a specific goal that you want to address and spend some time on? I believe that we all have goals that we want to achieve. We all have things that we want to do this year, next year. We've got to plan. We've got to set it up. And that's what we want to do for how can I help you achieve your goals. My name is Tony Woodall, as you know, and I am the host of Goal Getting Podcast. And, I've set goals, and this year I didn't achieve all of the goals that I wanted to. I had a weight loss goal this year, and I did not achieve that because, well, I'm not going to make excuses, but like we were talking about with the show with Amanda, entrepreneurs get very busy. We start thinking more about focusing on our ideas and our businesses and getting things going, that we neglect our own health, and that is not good. And that's something I have to work on. I have to get my fitness and health under control and back to where it needs to be. So I'm going to be concentrating on that in the next year, and I am going to be working very hard to get to where I need to go to achieve my goal weight. I will be concentrating on that and, figuring out the best way to make Goal Getting Podcast work for you. So I would appreciate it if you have any suggestions, any ideas, please let me know at tony@goalgettingpodcast.com, or you can leave information on our show notes page, goalgettingpodcast.com/Amanda for this episode. And I would appreciate you let me know what you think we should do to make it better for you. That's why I'm here, to help you get the goals you set. I spoke earlier this year about, the subconscious mind, how it works, and how you can get rid of limiting beliefs by following the mental bank program that we offered. So if you go back and listen to episode 34, 35, and 36, it really stresses a way to change those limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind into positive, success-oriented, goal-getting beliefs in your subconscious mind, so that you can turn your subconscious mind into the goal-getting machine that it was meant to be. So go out and listen to those again. Pay attention to them. I'm going to be working on the program to do an online course, and also we're going to be putting together a free goals course for you early, in the next year. We will probably have that headlining our season 2 start in February 25th. Join us again for season 2 of Goal Getting Podcast. Thank you again for listening all year. I appreciate it. This has been a fun experience. I love podcasting. I love helping people achieve their goals and doing what I can to share that. If you want to make some comments, I would appreciate it. And if you like our show, go to iTunes, leave a rating and review. That would be great too. But the main thing is, keep listening. Come back and join us. I will be doing the Goal Getting Quote of the Day, a limited version on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights, or Friday and Saturdays, not necessarily nights, but I'm going to be recording for those 4 days from beginning of the year through February 25th. And if you have any quotes you want to talk about or whatever, I still hope you come and listen to that and listen to what I have to say. This is Tony Woodall. Talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. And let's go out and make today a great day.